Yo, what's up, Trey T20? What's up, Trey T23? Back in with another video. Sorry about that crappy intro. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about. I'm not gonna be talking about anything specific except for like the last minute, last couple minutes or whatever possibly. I'm gonna talk about the games happening today, but that's gonna be after I talk about the standings, the plan, what I think teams need to do, and everything. So I'm gonna give you the list of from 1 to 15 on Eastern and Western and what I think is going to happen. So Nets 1, Sixers 2, Bucks 3, Knicks 4, Hawks 5, Celtics 6, Heat 7, Hornets 8, 9 Pacers, Wizards 10, Bulls 11, Raptors 12, Cavs 13, Pistons 14, Magic 15. So I'm going to talk about the Eastern Conference first, and then I'll talk about Western, and then I'll talk about the games today. So what I think is going to happen, because obviously the Bulls play tonight and the Wizards play tonight. That's a big game because if the Wizards lose and the Bulls win, they're tied. The Bulls actually might be winning because we beat the Wizards twice this year. So we'll be moved up to the 10th. They'll move down to the 11th and everything. But we're going up against the 4th-seeded Knicks, which is going to be a tough game. The Knicks play defense hard. We don't have Zach LaVine, so I don't know how that's going to go. I know the AD's going to play. I'm pretty sure AD's playing for the Lakers. Westbrook and Beal are playing for the Wizards. The only player that's not playing for the Lakers is LeBron, and probably like Marc Gasol, Wesley Matthews, but that really don't really matter. So it'll be an all right game, to be honest. I like Westbrook and Beal, but I want my Bulls to win. I want my Bulls to make it to the playoffs. So I don't want the Wizards to win. I'm cool with the Lakers winning, whatever. Blah blah blah. I hope the Knicks and the Hawks play because the game that I watched, it was a good game, except Trae Young got injured. There might have been someone else that got injured. Clint Capella got injured, but he played. But yeah. So right now, it would be the Nets and the winner of this. Okay, so it'd be the 76ers versus the winner of the 7th and 8th, and then the winner of the 9-10 goes up against the winner of the 7th and 8th, and they'll go up against the Knicks or the Nets. Then it's going to be Bucks, Celtics, Knicks, Hawks. We have 10 games left of the season pretty much. For most teams, there's at least 10 games left in the season. I don't know if this is how the standings are going to stay. Sixers play against the Hawks tonight, so I feel like this home court does not really mean anything, because if you think about it, I mean the Suns will be playing the Trailblazers. If the playoffs started today, the Trailblazers versus Suns, or whoever wins between the Grizzlies and the Blazers. I'm sorry, I'm going to read off the Western Conference before I get into the Western Conference. Jazz 1, Suns 2, Clippers 3, Nuggets 4, Lakers 5, Mavericks 6, Blazers 7, Grizzlies 8, Spurs 9, Warriors 10, Pelicans 11, Kings 12, Thunder 13, Timberwolves 14, Rockets 15. The reason for me, I'm not a Rockets or a Timberwolves fan. I like some of the players on the teams. Like, I like John Wall. I like Christian Wood, Kevin Porter Jr. On the Timberwolves, I like Anthony Edwards. I like D'Angelo Russell. I like Karl-Anthony Towns. I like some of the players on the team. That really did, they really like that. The standing, because they're out of the playoffs. I don't mind them being out of the playoffs. I don't mind them being in the lottery, whatever. The Timberwolves, if they can get Cade, because I think their pick is top 3 protected. So if it goes to 4, it goes to the Warriors, no matter if they make the playoffs or not, because that's the Timberwolves pick, and they got top 3 protected. And the Warriors also have their pick, I think. So if the Warriors fall out of the playoffs, they'll have 2 lottery picks. So I think the Timberwolves should just not win any more games. Have Anthony Edwards, have the young guy, like Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell are young, I know, but let like the younger guys play more minutes to develop them, like Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, players like that, so they can develop more, because you have 10 to 15 games left. And you're out of the playoffs. You want that number 1 pick. Wiggins, they just didn't put the right things around Wiggins. Towns, they haven't put the right things around Towns yet. Anthony Edwards, hopefully they can put the right things around him. But yeah, I want the Timberwolves to get Timberwolves need a top 3 pick. if they can get a top 3 pick, they can end up with Kate Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, They don't need Evan Mobley, but they can end up with him, Moses Moody, um, Jonathan Kuminga, who I mean, I don't say Jonathan Kuminga's bad. He'd whoop me. He'd whoop most of the people that are watching. But like you know what I'm saying. For the Timberwolves, because they have Jared Vanderbilt. Hopefully they re-sign him. They have D'Angelo Russell. They got Towns. They got Edwards. That would be a nice. I don't know how tall Jared Vanderbilt is, but that would be a nice starting 5. D'Lo, Edwards, Vanderbilt, or Kuminga at the 3 and 4, and then Towns. It's not that bad because Anthony, like, just like with Kyrie Irving, Anthony Edwards isn't the best defender, but he tries, and people underestimate their defense. Like, yeah, Kyrie, like, he's not known as a Patrick Beverly defender. He's not known as a Kawhi, but he plays somewhat defense. Like, when it comes to the final minutes, like that game early in the season, the game against the Cavs, where Constantine hit that 1-3 to either tie or win the game, Kyrie Irving was right there. It was just a really good shot from Colin Sexton. So Kyrie Irving's an underrated defender. Like, he's not gonna lock your best player. He's not gonna lock an opposing guard up, but he'll play defense, and it's not like you can stop him at the other end, but he will play good enough defense to help win games, especially down the stretch in the final minutes of the game when it's close, when it's half court. Like he could play good team defense. Like that's what the Nets need. They just need good team defenders. They just need good team defense. Like, they need Kyrie, Harden, Durant, Griffin, Jeff Green, Joe Harris. They need all those guys to play just good, solid team defense. And they just need to score because, like, Kevin Durant does not need the ball. Like, you saw from the game against the Raptors, he took 5 shots and he had 15 points. He went up, I think he went up to 20 points. He might not have, I don't remember how many points he had, but he went 3 of 5 and they were beating the Raptors. Kyrie Irving had an off night, but they still beat the Raptors. So, like, they have a good team. It's just the defense. They need defense. That's why I kind of wish they kept Roberson. He might still be on the team. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him play. But that's why I wish they kept Roberson. That's why I kind of wish they kept Jared Allen. But they needed him. They needed to trade him, Karis LeVert, and all those other guys to get James Harden, which I don't understand. If you can get one of the all-time greats, get an all-time damn great. One of the best scorers we've ever seen. But I'm going to talk about some of the games. I'm going to talk about, like, if the playoffs started now, the teams that play. So, for the East, it'd be the Heat and Hornets, and then Pacers, Wizards. So, I think the Heat take it against the Hornets. They'll be 7th seed. With the way the Celtics have been playing, they might drop into the play-in, so they might be the 7th seed. They might be the 8th seed, depends on how far they drop. Hopefully, LaMelo and Gordon Hayward can come back because I like watching that Hornets team with LaMelo. Well, pretty much just LaMelo, but they need. I don't know if Hayward's their best player. Like, he's their most experienced player, but I don't know if he's their best. But I think the Heat take that one, especially if they can be healthy and they can play like they did in the bubble, in like a 1 to 2 game atmosphere. I think Jimmy Butler will do what he did in the finals. So then Pacers, Wizards. I'm gonna have to give it to the Wizards. The Pacers. I just don't see them doing anything because TJ Warren's injured. That's pretty much their best scorer besides what Victor Oladipo would give him. And I think I saw Miles Turner's out for a little bit. I don't think there's enough between Malcolm Brogdon and Sabonis to really beat a Wizards team. And then I feel like in a 2-game atmosphere, I think Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook can carry the Wizards. But then the Hornets play amazing. Like, if LaMelo can come back. I mean, the Wizards were on an 8-game win streak and just got past the Bulls a couple days ago. That just shows how bad they were during the season. It doesn't help that Westbrook was injured most of the start of the season. They lost Thomas Bryant. Now they lost Denny. But, yeah. But I feel like I hope the Pacers can drop out. Either the Pacers or Wizards. Because I feel like once the Bulls can get Zach LaVine back, I think they'll push. They'll go into the play-in because Vucevic played well. Daniel Tice played well. It was good. I enjoyed that game against the. Damn, I can't think of it. Who did we just beat? The Heat. We just beat the Heat. So yeah. And I think the Bulls could beat the Pacers. If the Wizards drop out and it's the Bulls in the play-in, I think the Bulls could beat the Pacers. I don't know about the Hornets or the Heat, whoever wins that. I think the Heat will take that game, actually. So I think it'll be a close game. I feel like the Bulls could win the first game, and then the second game it'll be hands up. I feel like just Zach LaVine, Vucevic can carry them against LaMelo, Hayward, Miles Bridges, and all them. And then, honestly, no matter what team's the 7th and 8th, I think they're going to get destroyed by the Nets and Sixers. I really don't think there's competition there. Nets have they have a 3-headed monster. The Sixers just have Joel Embiid. Name someone on the Heat and Hornets that can stop Joel Embiid. And then you got Ben Simmons to lock up their best player. So, there's really nothing there. Blazers, Grizzlies. I got the Blazers winning this again. Because the Grizzlies need 2 games. John Morant, Jaren Jackson. Like, Jaren Jackson's back. I just don't see... because I think Lillard's playing through an injury. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch the Blazers and Grizzlies game today. So we'll see if he's injured or whatever. He might be playing through like a little, just a little knick-knack injury. It don't matter. Like, it's not a big injury, but I feel like he should just sit out a couple games. Because if he sits out, that's how the NBA works. Let's talk about how the NBA works. The Bulls have won 2 or 3 of the games without Zach LaVine. Everyone thought that the Bulls were just gonna drop out of the picture. But they've won 2, maybe 3 games. I don't remember if they won 3. With Zach LaVine out. It's just a weird. It's just how the NBA works, to be honest. Your best player will get injured or whatever. He'll have to sit out for safety protocol, and the team will just go. The team will just be good. I don't know, but yeah, I think the Blazers will take that. And then between the Spurs and Warriors, I feel like Greg Popovich could do anything. Like, obviously Steph Curry. Top 3. I'd say second best point guard of all time, right behind Magic. But Greg Popovich is top 2 coaches of all time. It's between him and Phil Jackson as the greatest coach of all time. It'll be tough, but I'll have to take the Warriors, even though they'll have to win 2 games. Spurs will have to win 1. I think I'll take the Warriors, and then I'll take my chances with the Warriors beating the Grizzlies. I'd like to see John Morant in that playoff atmosphere just to see how he is. But I don't think the Warriors, again, I feel like no matter what team is the 7th and 8th, they're going to get beat by the Jazz and Suns or whoever's the 1st and 2nd. Like, it could be the Jazz, Suns, or Clippers. I think they'll win. But yeah, so. And then, like, the Bucks and the Celtics, that'll be a good series. Knicks Hawks obviously will be good. Clippers Mavericks, if like the playoffs started now, and I'm looking at the standings right now, Clippers and Mavericks, that would be a good series. And a fully healthy Lakers versus a Jamal Murray-less Nuggets, I'd take the Lakers. But wait, yeah. If the Lakers drop one more, they'll be playing the Clippers in the first round. I just realized that. They're the 5th seed, the Clippers are the 3rd. If the Clippers and Lakers go up against each other in the first round, that'll be probably the greatest first round of all time. Last year's Jazz Nuggets was great because there was 50, 50, 50, 40, 40. Like, it was just, they were dropping 50 pieces and 40 pieces all over the place. But that Clippers-Lakers series, just the atmosphere of LA versus LA, think of that. LA and LA against each other. I mean, the Lakers will have a huge advantage, especially if there was home, like if you can max out the arena, because it's in LA and Lakers run LA. So, and like there's no planes, like there's no flights, if they live in LA, they don't have to go to a hotel or anything, so they just stay in LA. But that'll be a good series. You slow. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.